Meek Mill. Like, come on, bro. Like, what the And then the next person, R&B singer 6 redacted. Look, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Usher!
Now here, it is incredibly important for me to mention that we have absolutely no confirmation whatsoever that Meek Mill and Usher are those two people. But that has in no way stopped people online from blowing it the fuck up and running with it, which is why you may have seen both singers trending on US Twitter this morning, with Meek actually shooting up to the top. Though there, if you actually look at what people are saying, it's just kind of a lot of people memeing about the entire situation. However, also with that, this morning we did see Meek responding, saying, "Academics, didn't I tell you to stop playing with my name? I don't know what I'm gonna do when I actually see you." It's gonna have a combination to it though, with him then casting further doubt on his connection to this lawsuit by trying to suggest that people were looking at a computer-generated document. But you know, with all of this, one of the additional reactions we've seen to all of this are people that are pissed off that a lot of the kind of the prevailing narrative has become, haha, some rappers might be closeted. Saying it's truly astonishing how the prevailing narrative is saturated with Diddy and Meek Mill same-sex coitus memes and opinions, while the serious allegations concerning underage girls are overshadowed. You know, everything in this situation, it is developing, it is moving forward. So we have our eyes on it. We'll see what updates come. But in the meantime, what are your thoughts here? And then we need to talk about Willy Wonka's lies. Also, don't worry, this isn't about Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong, which, by the way, the new Wonka movie went in with low expectations. It's phenomenal. What a joy it was. Granted, I like musicals, so we might not see eye to eye there, but this is also not about the other Wonka movies, which, by the way, if you don't think the Gene Wilder one is better, what? Instead, I'm talking about the Willy Wonka from Glasgow, Scotland. Or rather, an entrepreneur that wanted to capitalize on the Wonka hype and set out to recreate the chocolate factory, but in real life. And he called it Willy's Chocolate Experience. Which, I mean, honestly, just from that name alone, red flag. That's a van with blacked out windows and free candy written on the side-ass name. But they described it as an immersive children's event. And they advertised on their site with detailed images of the world it had to offer, including an enchanted garden full of giant lollipops, swirls of vibrant color, and beans of all different colors, shapes, and sizes. An imagination lab promising a visual spectacle where you'll encounter mind-expanding projections, optical marvels, and exhibits that'll transport you into the realm of creativity. And even a twilight tunnel adorned with captivating projections, enigmatic sounds, and surprising turns that'll immerse you in suspense and excitement. In short, a world of pure imagination. But you were waiting for it. When parents bought these $45 tickets and they traveled for hours with their kids to come and see, what they found was a world of pure desolation. Right? Immediately, they realize something is off when they see the entrance. Just a makeshift Golden Gate simply labeled factory. But then they step inside, and that is when the real wonder begins. They find a barren event hall with gray floors, white walls, and folding tables, with them then getting passageways covered in black tarps and an occasional oversized candy-themed prop or plastic mushroom, though at least some of it reportedly was edible, with a candy station dispersing a single jelly bean to each child, with them then serving lemonade to wash it down. But to be fair, they did technically get a small bouncy castle. And as far as like what the hell any of this has to do with Willy Wonka, well, they did technically have a few small posters, maybe half a bed sheet hanging on the walls printed with images advertised on their website. Also, to be extra fair, disappointment is not the only emotion that was experienced there, but that is because there was also fear, with a strange character wearing a black robe, chrome mask, and wig popping out from behind a mirror and scaring kids so badly some of them cried, as well as this actress dressed as an unimpressed Oompa Loompa standing by a mock chemistry set with fumes billowing out, who some online have since labeled Meth Lab Oompa Loompa Lady. So in her defense, she explained to the Daily Mail, "I got stuck to the jelly bean bit, and by that point I felt awful. There was a part where they were saying it was like a science lab and you were supposed to hand out jelly beans, and by that point they had run out of jelly beans, so I was just trying to make it slightly exciting for the kids. Then I walked off scene because I was so embarrassed." And understandably, she was not the only person to walk out of this shithole, with one father telling the Washington Post, "Everyone was just walking in disbelief, shaking their heads," and adding, "The worst part is there was no chocolate." And so to no one's surprise, the event ended early at around 1 p.m. after people started demanding refunds, with the main organizer seen trying to get a handle on the crowd of extremely pissed off parents. But then this, as more families who booked later time slots started arriving, and things just got really awkward. Because at that point, they didn't get their lemonade or single jelly bean. And then when police officers actually showed up, all they could do was give advice to the attendees. And as for right now, it's all unclear what went wrong, if it was doomed from the beginning, if it was meant to be a scam, because we actually know very little. We know that the organizer, House of Illuminati, first registered as a company only back in November. And while after this whole ordeal, they apologized, promised to refund everybody and pay the actors. As of today, many, if not all of them, say they haven't been paid or refunded. And this, you have the company's director explaining that the event was hampered by what they said were unforeseen circumstances, claiming that they ordered holographic paper that didn't arrive in time, which I gotta say, my man, I don't know if there is enough holographic paper in the world to save whatever this was supposed to be. Not to mention that literally the day before the event, you had organizers posting photos of a van full of props and writing, "It's all coming together nicely. And so now the director's apparently deleted his LinkedIn profile in shame. And as for those beautiful images advertising the whole thing, it appears that they were just probably AI generated. Not only that, you also have this college student who was hired to play Willy Wonka saying,
the script was 15 pages, monologue, pretty much, of AI-generated gibberish. Anyone who looks at me and thinks Willy Wonka and not Oompa Loompa is out of their mind. I give off major Oompa Loompa energy, but not like a good Oompa Loompa, not like one of the, like one that's at the back during the dance numbers, like falling over like your aunt at a line dancing class on holiday.
So fun times, fun time. And then in entertainment and drama news, did Ariana Grande just play the victim, or did she have a massive mic drop moment? Because Ariana Grande is calling out lies and biases in tabloids, but also a lot of people weren't having it. Also, to explain if you are not chronically online, a lot of people have accused Ariana of having an affair with her Wicked co-star, SpongeBob, who also goes by the name Ethan Slater, I hear. With people learning that they were dating just after the news broke that she split from her husband. And articles noted that Ethan was separated from his wife, who just had a baby a few months earlier. And even though sources maintain that Ariana and Ethan started dating after each couple had broken up, you had tons of people questioning that timeline and assuming that there was an affair and that this affair actually caused both of these couples to separate. And all of this created a massive tabloid frenzy, where they're facing tons of backlash for being a supposed man-stealer. And she even referenced some of this in a music video for her latest single, showing people gossiping about her, also singing the lyric, "Your business is yours and mine is mine. Why do you care so much whose dick I ride?" So it's been like a whole thing. And she seemingly addressed all this while on the Zach Sang show, where they're being asked about all these narratives that have been crafted about her life and saying,
the thing is that like, we know this about the tabloids and about the media and about, like, am I crazy? Don't we know this?
Yeah, but nobody cares for the sake of a good story or for curing one's boredom on the internet.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's like we selectively remember that this is what the tabloids do to people, especially women, based on whether or not we like the person. We selectively remember that. We selectively leave space for humanness, for nuance. Like, they don't leave space for that. Well, they do for their friends and their family. It's selective.
Yeah,
but when they turn it off, when that aligns with the version of a person that they have in their head that they want to believe is true.
When asked if she wished that there was something that the public knew about her and the drama surrounding her, she said she didn't want to go into specifics, but
of course there's like an insatiable frustration, inexplicable, hellish feeling with watching people misunderstand the people you love and you and anything.
And so, of course, with that, her fans loved this response, seeing it as this kind of mic drop moment, bringing up other women wronged by the press. But this also, as a lot of other people weren't buying the response, accusing Ariana of playing the victim, trying to gaslight people about the situation by playing the supposed feminist or woman card, or saying that she's blaming the tabloids instead of taking personal accountability. But with all this, I gotta pass the question off to you. What's your take on it? Which camp do you land in here, or are you of the mindset of not interested? Thank you, next. And then, man, we have seen rain like we are not used to in California. Last week was so wet, I feel like I should at least get a discount on my taxes. What are we paying for out here? But despite everything being wet, my dog still got walks and my kids still played outside. And I think that's also because we had our Vessies. Or because in addition to being waterproof, another reason these sneakers are so great is because they're lightweight, so much different than stomping around in regular rain boots. And they look good. Not just rain, but snow, sand, and mud. Right? Like my Vessies Stormburst, they're perfect for my muddy hikes as well as strolling the beach. I just hose those suckers off and I'm good to do just about anything else in the same shoes that I'm wearing. Whether it be out in the elements or, one second. I wanted to wear this. Ugh. Taking my beautiful wife, Lindsay, out for a date. So thank you, Vassie, for being a fantastic partner of the PDS and for making great looking shoes I can wear in any weather. And again, in addition to looking good, it is amazing how lightweight they are. It's genuinely so surprising when you think about waterproof shoes. And they're ideal for any occasion that might find you around water, coastal walks, exploring the city, forest, camping, snowy days, boating, activity upon activity. Right? They are really the comfortably stylish all-day shoe. So what are you waiting for? Go get yourself a pair of Stormburst or some of their other fantastic shoes. Just go to Vessi.com/DeFranco to get 15% off your first order. That's Vessi.com/DeFranco. With that said, sorry, Lindsay, I have to go get my hoodie back. It is freezing in here. And then I would like to apologize. And this is an apology to my friends, my family, pretty much anyone that I am close with. And notably, this is also an apology in advance. And that's because as of Thursday, right, February 29th, I will be ignoring you for at least the next 72 hours. Your friend, your daddy, your husband, he doesn't exist anymore. And in his place will be a Philip DeFranco shaped couch potato playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, a game that, honestly, it is the thing that I have been most excited about probably in the last decade that doesn't have to do with the birth of my children. Final Fantasy VII is literally my favorite game of all time ever. Yes, I've made health changes in my life, so I can see my kids grow